Hello again. So, calories. Just want to talk a little bit about calories. I have talked about this very briefly last week, but I just want to touch on it again today. So, calories do matter, but we're not trying to ever get to a point where we have to count calories in an app or on a sheet or however you would want to do it to lose weight, because we just know that that doesn't work. I mean, well, counting calories does work, but the actual practice of having to, over a long term, keep a daily track of the calories that we're eating in food, yes, I'm sure it works for some people. Well, I know without doubt it works for some people, but really a lot of women who are too busy, got too much on, is really just not a realistic thing in their life that they're able to do, and even if they could, really don't want to sort of live a life like that. So, but calories count, as I say, because we still have to be well, they count if you want to lose weight, which I know everyone does here. So you do have to still find ways of being able to be in a calorie deficit. So that means your body's burning more calories than it needs each day, so that it taps into its fat stores for the deficit of that energy, and that's how you basically lose weight and get slimmer. So that's really important to be aware of. And one of the things that is useful to start doing, though, is whilst we're not counting calories, is building up your awareness of how many calories you're eating, particularly in the things that you would be snacking on, having as treats. It's not so much really about the calories that you're having in your meals, because even from seeing what people are telling me that they're eating, that's not really the problem. Most people make decent meals for themselves, for their families. It's all the other things that get layered on that are problematic. So really worth getting a grip, or it's educating yourself basically. It's really knowing what you're having, how much you can pick. Let's say you've got a big bag of crisps, okay? Have a look on the side, the portion size of the pack of crisps. It can sometimes be like a fifth of the pack. Do you even know what a fifth of the pack looks like? Do you even know how many calories are in a fifth of the pack? And very often we really don't know how much we're having in these snack foods. So the sort of task here, or the thing here, is to really educate yourself on how much you're eating and what the portion sizes are of the snacks and the food that you're having like that. You might, one biscuit, one chocolate digestive, I remember from my calorie counting days very well, is about 80 calories. Please drop me a line if I've got that wrong, but I pretty much remember that chocolate digestives were 80 calories. 80 calories, if you had a chocolate digestive a day, it's not going to do anything. If you have five eights, 400 calories, that's when you see those sorts of things start to add up. So start to think about and educate yourself on the calories that you're eating. So if it is crisps, have a look at the pack, measure out what portion size is, see what that is. And same again, think about what you're really likely to be eating and how much that is. And you're starting to build up that picture over time. You don't have to rush to do these things, but just start to check things out when you're picking them out of the cupboard, when you're picking them up in the supermarket. Just start to think about this. And that's going to be really helpful, because we're working towards you having the information that you need to make the right choices and be less emotional and more rational about how you make those choices. So the other thing to think about then is where you actually want to lose calories from, because again, you want to lose weight, we have to eat less calories. We talked last week about losing 500 calories a day from your diet on average. So I'll give you a good example. My partner Tim came home last night celebrating a project, and he'd bought cheesecakes in a pot, and that was him making a bit of a gesture to have something nice and all the rest of it, and sort of celebrate. I don't drink, you see, so that was a treat, bless him. So, and I looked at the side of the pot, that was 340 calories or something like that. So those desserts are just bloody loads of calories. But I ate it because I thought it was a nice thing to do. I thought I'd really enjoy that having that after our meal. But what I did do, a couple of things. I made a meal which was chorizo and prawns, and really made sure I got as much fat out of the chorizo and made it as low fat as I possibly could. soaking up the oil in the pan with kitchen paper to save myself some calories. I had a smaller portion than I might ordinarily do. I didn't have side dishes or pita bread with it, which again I would do sometimes, and I ate a little bit less in the afternoon, because I thought, no, I'm going to really have that dessert, this pudding, and really actually enjoy it. And knowing that made it quite nice and quite easy for me to make a few other pretty smart decisions, actually, that meant I could have my cake and eat it pretty much. And that's really what you want to think about when you're saving your 500 calories a day. You don't have to be literally cutting out a whole, switching from your family menu to your salad menu, and that's how you save your 500 calories a day. It doesn't have to be that extreme. You can work it around having things that you really enjoy, a few glasses of wine, packet of crisps, whatever it is that floats your boat, it doesn't matter. You can make a decision to save your calories from one place that you're less bothered about, to have something that you are more bothered about, or that will be more enjoyable, or be part of an occasion. And that's the thinking that you want to get into. Another example, I think I might have said this before, but I will very happily eat a portion of the sauce from bolognese with the salad, and then I'll have some chocolate after my tea. I could have bolognese and pasta and a piece of chocolate after my tea, but I'm taking away the pasta because I'm really not bothered about it. If you're bothered about it, you could have half of the pasta gone, so you have a smaller portion. So I can have chocolate after my tea, because I like having chocolate after my tea, and I'm cool with that. I don't mind it. It works really well for me, and I don't care if I don't have pasta with my meal. So you start to think more creatively and more freely about where you can save those 500 calories a day from, rather than denying yourself everything you like. And even though that doesn't mean that you can still have, on balance, a really healthy diet. You can have, and a healthy diet means you're eating fruit, you're eating vegetables, and you can still have chocolate. That doesn't suddenly mean that you have that piece of chocolate after your meal, that you're suddenly not having a healthy diet, because you're having healthy things in and around that, and that's just something extra that you're enjoying into your meals that you just like. That makes you happy, that's all. So that's another thing now. Lots of little tasks. I just want you to start thinking about this and being aware of it, and building your awareness each day, and just starting to think a little bit differently. Because there's more than one way to save calories out of your diet, and very easy to lose calories out of your diet in very non-extreme ways that don't make you feel deprived. Okay, so I'll put a little worksheet down with this as well. Let me know, of course, if you try it and what swaps you make out. All right, see you soon. Bye.